What if I told you, a simple coin lying somewhere in your drawer could be worth millions of dollars today? A coin that once bought a soda now holds the power to change your life overnight. These Kennedy half-dollar coins aren't just metal, they're hidden fortunes, forgotten treasures of unimaginable worth. Stay till the end, because one of these coins could make you a millionaire tonight. First up, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that seems ordinary, yet hides a fortune that could leave you speechless. Imagine holding in your hand a piece of American history that most people ignored, spent, or lost, never realizing it could be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars today. This coin isn't just silver and copper, it's a sleeping giant of wealth, and if you've ever come across one, you might be sitting on a life-changing treasure without even knowing it. The year was 1972, a time of transformation, when the Kennedy half-dollar was already a symbol of hope, unity, and respect for the fallen President John F. Kennedy. Millions were struck, but here's the twist. Only a few of them were extraordinary, carrying rare minting errors, stunning strikes, and deep cameo finishes that collectors crave like gold. These are the coins that make headlines, that turn an everyday collector into an overnight millionaire. Let's uncover the magic behind this coin. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but the San Francisco proof versions and certain error varieties are the ones that have shocked the coin world again and again. Imagine, a coin you could have spent for 50 cents, selling for over $25,000 in pristine condition, and some rare varieties pushing towards six figures in high-grade certified slabs. That's not just money, that's destiny. Now picture this, a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, graded MS67 plus or higher, gleaming with mirror-like surfaces and flawless details. There are only a handful like this in the world. In auctions, collectors battle for them like treasure hunters chasing legends. One such coin sold for an unbelievable $9,000, while others have crossed $15,000, and that's just for regular mint issues. But the story takes a shocking turn when we look at error coins. There's one variety that makes experts' jaws drop, the no FG variety, where the designer's initials, FG, for Frank Gasparo, are missing on the reverse side of the coin near the eagle's tail. This small missing detail turns a common coin into a rare collectible. Some of these no FG coins have fetched $20,000 to $40,000 in top condition. Think about it, a missing set of initials worth the price of a luxury car. But it doesn't end there. Certain 1972 Kennedy half-dollars were struck on wrong planchets, meaning the blank metal was meant for a different denomination, like a quarter or silver dollar. These bizarre minting mistakes have sold for over $50,000, shocking even the most seasoned collectors. One such error coin, discovered years later, sold for more than $70,000 because of its unique strike and condition. What's even more unbelievable is how many of these coins are still out there, hidden in old drawers, coin jars, inherited boxes, or dusty collections passed down through generations. You might be just one coin away from discovering unimaginable wealth. So before you spend or trade any 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, check every detail. Look for that missing FG, look for errors in the rim, the strike, the luster, because your coin might be one of those magical pieces that change lives. Collectors say these coins are more than money, they're emotional time capsules. Each one carries the spirit of 1963's tragedy and the hope of a nation trying to heal. The Kennedy half-dollar was born from sorrow, but it became a symbol of pride and perseverance. To own a rare 1972 version is like holding a heartbeat from America's past. Something real, something powerful, something priceless. In today's market, the value of rare Kennedy half-dollars keeps skyrocketing. Coins once thought to be worth a few dollars are now climbing into five-figure territory. Every year, as more collectors join the hunt, demand explodes. Auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers have seen bidding wars where the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar shattered previous records, leaving spectators stunned. Imagine standing at that auction, the air heavy with anticipation, the room silent except for the auctioneer's voice rising, and suddenly, a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar hits $80, $000, $90, $000, and the hammer drops. That's the sound of history turning into fortune. And here's the emotional truth. Most people who owned these coins once had no idea. They spent them at gas stations, vending machines, or gave them as change. Little did they know they were giving away what could have been their ticket to unimaginable wealth. Maybe one of those coins ended up in your hands, or your family's. If so, destiny might just be knocking at your door. So tonight, check your collection, your drawers, your boxes of old coins. Because somewhere among them might lie a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with the power to make you a millionaire overnight. Don't ignore it. Don't underestimate it. Because one small coin, one hidden treasure, can rewrite your story forever. This isn't just about money, it's about discovery, emotion, and destiny wrapped in metal. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar isn't a coin. It's a legend waiting to reveal itself. And if you're lucky enough to find one, you won't just be holding 50 cents, you'll be holding the key to an unimaginable fortune. Next up, we dive into the unbelievable story of the 1986 Kennedy half-dollar coin, a coin that might look simple, but behind its shine hides a value that could take your breath away. This is not just another half-dollar. It's a rare piece of American pride, a forgotten treasure that could be sitting quietly in your home right now, holding the power to make you unbelievably rich, maybe even a millionaire overnight. When most people think of 1986, they picture a modern coin, something that couldn't possibly hold any rare value. But here's the shocking truth. This coin carries secrets that only a few collectors in the world truly understand. Because of its special minting process, its brilliant uncirculated versions, and several rare varieties, the 1986 Kennedy half-dollar has become a silent goldmine hiding in plain sight. In that year, the coin was struck at two main mints, Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D. There were no silver coins made for circulation, but some proof coins from the San Francisco Mint stunned the world with their deep mirror-like surfaces and crisp, frosted designs. These proof coins, especially those graded PR70 Deep Cameo, are like diamonds in the world of coin collecting, and their auction prices have gone from hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars. But what makes the 1986 Kennedy half-dollar truly shocking are the errors, the ones that slipped through the mint's watchful eyes. A small imperfection can change everything. Coins struck with off-center designs, missing clad layers, or double dies are so rare that collectors have paid outrageous amounts for them. One particular 1986 D coin with a dramatic off-center strike sold for over $25,000. Imagine 50 cents turning into the down payment for a luxury home. Now let's talk about the proof strikes, coins specially made for collectors. Some of these 1986 S-proof coins have sold for unimaginable prices at major auctions. A flawless PR70 Deep Cameo example was sold for over $3,000, but experts predict that as the years go by and perfect coins become harder to find, these prices could skyrocket past $10,000 to $20,000. The thrill of owning one is indescribable, because you're not just holding a coin, you're holding perfection itself. What's even more fascinating is that 1986 marked a year of renewed collector interest in the Kennedy half-dollar series. The coin had been circulating for over 2 decades, but its design, the portrait of President John F. Kennedy, still carried an emotional weight that connected generations. Every time a collector sees that familiar face, it's like touching a piece of history, a tribute to a man who inspired hope in millions. That emotional connection gives the coin a soul, and that's part of what makes it so desirable. Imagine walking into an estate sale, picking up an old coin album, and discovering an untouched roll of 1986 Kennedy half-dollars. You might think they're just modern coins, but what if one of them had a rare minting flaw? What if that one coin turned out to be an unlisted error, a discovery coin that no one has ever seen before? The value could explode overnight, easily crossing $50,000 or more, and you'd become the talk of the coin community. The 1986 Kennedy half-dollar also carries an emotional mystery, a bridge between old and new. It's from an era when coins were changing, when silver was long gone from circulation, and yet collectors still searched for that perfect piece. It reminds us that value doesn't always come from age. Sometimes it comes from rarity, beauty, and story. And the story of this coin is one of hidden power and silent fortune. Let's not forget the mint set versions, pristine coins sealed by the U.S. Mint in 1986. Some of these have incredibly strong strikes, flawless surfaces, and mirror-like brilliance that make them highly sought after by grading companies like PCGS and NGC. Coins graded MS68 or higher are extremely scarce and have reached auction prices of $4,000 to $7,000, with the potential to go much higher as top-grade survivors become even rarer. Now, picture this moment. You're holding a shiny 1986 half-dollar, turning it under the light. Suddenly, you notice something odd. The design looks slightly doubled, the letters faintly echoed. You send it for grading, and the experts confirm it's a double die obverse, one of the rarest varieties ever found. Days later, it goes under the hammer at auction, and bids start flying. The price jumps past $20,000, then $30,000, and finally sells for $42,000. That's not just luck. That's fate rewarding those who look closer. So, before you dismiss the 1986 Kennedy half-dollar as just another coin, take a deep breath and remember this: fortune often hides behind the things we overlook. This coin is a reminder that even the most ordinary-looking treasures can hold unimaginable value. If you ever find one, especially with an error, a proof finish, or in mint state condition, don't spend it, don't trade it, and definitely don't ignore it. Because that one small piece of metal might carry a secret worth more than gold, a secret that could change your life overnight. The 1986 Kennedy half-dollar isn't just a coin. It's a whisper from the past, a spark of history, and a symbol of hope turned into hidden wealth. Somewhere out there, someone is holding one without knowing what they have. And maybe, just maybe, that someone could be you, sitting one coin away from a miracle worth millions. Next up, we step into the mysterious and astonishing world of the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that continues to shock collectors with its unimaginable value, rare varieties, and life-changing stories. What if I told you that a coin you might have dismissed as just 50 cents could secretly be worth tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's market? This is not fiction. This is the mind-blowing reality of the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that can turn an ordinary collector into an overnight millionaire. At first glance, the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar seems modern, simple, and common. Millions were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But the shock begins when you learn about the 1998 silver matte finish proof, one of the most sought-after modern rarities in all of U.S. coinage. This coin wasn't just minted, it was created as part of a special collector's release, paired with the Robert F. Kennedy silver dollar set. And here's where the magic begins. Only 62,000 of these special matte finish Kennedy halves were ever made. That's it. To put that in perspective, in a world of millions of collectors, only 62,000 people could possibly own one. That's why the 1998 matte finish Kennedy half-dollar has exploded in value over the years. In top condition, graded SP70 by PCGS or NGC, these coins have sold for as much as $4,000 to $6,000, and some have even touched $10,000 in bidding wars among desperate collectors. But the emotional twist is this: many people don't even realize they own one, because they mistake it for an ordinary proof coin. Hidden in plain sight, it could be resting inside a forgotten set, waiting to reveal its fortune. Now imagine this scenario. You find a 1998 half-dollar in your collection with a soft, satin-like texture instead of a mirror shine. You check closely and realize it's a matte finish. Your hands start to shake. You send it for grading, and weeks later, the result comes back. 1998 matte finish SP70, population less than 100 worldwide. That coin alone could easily sell for $8,000 to $10,000, maybe even more as time passes and demand skyrockets. That's not just money, that's destiny changing in the blink of an eye. But that's not the only shocker hidden in this year. The 1998 Kennedy half-dollar from Denver has also surprised experts with ultra-high-grade survivors. Most circulated coins are common, but those graded MS68 or higher are nearly impossible to find. One such coin sold for nearly $2,500, and prices are climbing as collectors race to complete their perfect registry sets. The difference between a $2 coin and a $2,000 coin? Just flawless detail, a shine untouched by time, and a little bit of luck. Even more incredible are the error varieties. Some 1998 half-dollars were struck off-center, on wrong planchets, or even with die cracks and doubled inscriptions. One 1998 error struck on a nickel planchet, an astonishing mistake, sold for over $15,000. Another off-center strike went for $9,800. These mistakes, born in the chaos of the minting process, have become the stuff of collector legends, little accidents worth more than gold. The proof coins from San Francisco, 1998 also carry deep emotional value. Their mirror-like fields and frosted portraits are breathtaking, but the deep cameo proofs graded PR70 DCAM are the true stars of modern numismatics. With nearly perfect strike and zero flaws, they've sold for thousands, some reaching $5,000 or more at major auctions. Their shine isn't just metallic, it's historical, emotional, almost spiritual. Holding one feels like holding a frozen reflection of America's pride and resilience. Let's talk about the emotional side for a moment. The Kennedy half-dollar has always symbolized hope, leadership, and the dream of a better tomorrow. The 1998 issue came at a time when America was reflecting on the legacy of the Kennedy family, and this coin, especially the matte finish version, stood as a tribute not just to President Kennedy, but to his brother Robert as well. It represents remembrance, unity, and faith, the things that money can't buy, but somehow this coin embodies. Now imagine this: you're at a garage sale, flipping through a box of old coins. You find a 1998 half-dollar still sealed in its original mint packaging, alongside a silver dollar you barely notice. You take it home, research it, and your heart stops. It's the rare matte finish Kennedy half-dollar from the RFK set. That small purchase, maybe a few dollars, turns into a windfall worth thousands. It sounds like a dream, but it's a dream that's come true for people who simply took a closer look. What makes the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar truly special is that it bridges the past and the future. It's modern, yet legendary. It's young, yet historic. And for collectors, it represents a perfect storm: rarity, beauty, and story, all in one coin. So before you underestimate the coins of the 1990s, remember this: the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar isn't just another piece of metal. It's a secret vault of potential, a time capsule of wealth waiting to be opened. Whether it's a proof, an error, or that once-in-a-lifetime matte finish, its power to change your life is very real. Check your proof sets, your coin rolls, and even your loose change. Because somewhere out there, someone's holding a fortune without knowing it. That person could be you, one discovery away from turning 50 cents into 5 figures, maybe more. The 1998 Kennedy half-dollar is a modern legend, a coin that proves fortune doesn't always belong to the past. Sometimes, it's right in front of you, shining softly, waiting for you to believe. Next up, the year 2000 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that might look like just another modern piece of pocket change, but in truth, it hides a world of mystery, rarity, and unimaginable value that can shock even the most experienced collectors. Most people overlook it, spend it, or toss it into a jar without realizing that one perfect, flawless example or a rare error from this very year could turn into tens of thousands of dollars overnight. Yes, you heard that right. This modern half-dollar could be your hidden fortune. The 2000 Kennedy half-dollar was struck at Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, 4 proof versions. And while billions of ordinary coins circulated, only a few extraordinary ones emerged. Coins so perfect, so flawless, or so mistakenly struck that they became legends in the coin world. Collectors call these pieces sleepers, hidden treasures waiting to explode in value once discovered. Let's begin with the proof coins, the 2000 S Kennedy half-dollars. They were made with breathtaking mirror fields and frosted portraits, designed for collectors, not circulation. But among them, a handful achieved the impossible: the PR70 Deep Cameo grade, a symbol of perfection that even the mint rarely achieves. These flawless pieces have sold for $4,000 to $5,000, and sometimes even higher at top-tier auctions. That's the kind of perfection that changes everything. One tiny coin, struck so beautifully that collectors fight over it like a diamond from history. Then there's the silver-proof version. Yes, in 2000, the U.S. Mint also released Kennedy half-dollars in 90% silver for collectors. These silver proofs are stunning, their surfaces glowing with a radiant white shimmer. In perfect PR70 Deep Cameo condition, they've sold for $3,000 to $6,000 and continue to rise in value as pristine examples vanish into private collections. But where things get truly shocking is with the error coins, those mysterious minting accidents that slipped into the world by chance. Some 2,000 Kennedy half-dollars were struck on the wrong planchet, some were double-struck, and others display bizarre features like off-center designs, missing clad layers, and broad strikes that expand the coin's edges. One 2000D off-center strike sold for over $12,000, and a wrong planchet error sold for nearly $20,000. Just imagine finding one of those in your pocket change. It's enough to make your heart skip a beat. And then there's the grading rarity. While most 2000 Kennedy half-dollars were mass-produced, only a tiny fraction survive in ultra-high grades like MS68 or MS69. These coins are nearly perfect, with mirror-like luster, no scratches, and sharp, deep details. One 2000D graded MS69 sold for nearly $2,500, and prices are still climbing because collectors are realizing how few flawless examples actually exist. For every 100,000 coins struck, only a handful might qualify for those top grades, and that scarcity drives unimaginable demand. But beyond the metal and money, this coin carries something deeper: emotion. The Kennedy half-dollar series is more than just currency. It's a story written in silver and copper. Each coin represents a promise, a legacy, a dream that refuses to fade. By the year 2000, nearly 4 decades after the first Kennedy half-dollar was minted in 1964, this coin had become a timeless American icon. Holding one isn't just holding money, it's holding a symbol of hope, courage, and leadership. That emotional power adds invisible value, the kind of value collectors can feel in their hearts. Now picture this scene. Someone opens a dusty old U.S. mint box from the early 2000s, bought years ago and forgotten. Inside lies a pristine 2000 silver-proof Kennedy half-dollar, untouched, still shining with its original frost. They send it for grading, and the result comes back: PR 70 Deep Cameo, a perfect 70. Days later, that same coin sells for $6,000. What was once a keepsake has just turned into a life-changing reward. But that's not where the surprises end. Some 2,000 Kennedy half-dollars were discovered with dramatic doubling on Kennedy's profile and the inscriptions, extremely rare double-die varieties that only a few eyes have ever seen. These coins, depending on visibility and condition, can sell for $10,000 or more. The difference is so subtle that most people would miss it, but for the sharp-eyed, it's a miracle hiding in plain sight. The emotional power of this coin lies in that very idea, that something ordinary can become extraordinary if you only take the time to notice. It's a reminder that fortune doesn't always shine in gold or sparkle in jewels. Sometimes, it jingles softly in your pocket. For collectors today, the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar stands as a modern marvel, young but already legendary. The silver proof, the matte finishes, the errors, and the top-graded circulation strikes have created a frenzy among collectors who know its true potential. Prices continue to climb, auctions break records, and the legend grows stronger each year. So, before you dismiss that shiny 2000 half-dollar lying around, take another look. Check the mint mark, inspect the surfaces, and if it gleams just a little differently, you might be staring at something worth thousands. Maybe even more. Because this coin doesn't just hold metal, it holds mystery. It holds emotion. It holds destiny. The 2000 Kennedy half-dollar reminds us that history isn't always in museums. Sometimes, it's right there in your hands, waiting for you to see it. So go check your collections, your drawers, your old mint sets, because that one overlooked coin could be your key to unimaginable wealth. The kind of fortune that changes stories, changes families, and maybe, just maybe, changes your life forever. Next up, the 1993 Kennedy half-dollar. A coin that may look ordinary, but beneath its surface lies one of the most shocking, emotional, and unbelievable stories in the entire series. Imagine this: a coin minted just over 3 decades ago, something millions of Americans once spent without thinking twice, now turning up at auctions with jaw-dropping prices that leave even expert collectors speechless. Yes, this isn't just a half-dollar, this is a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. The 1993 Kennedy half-dollar was minted in 3 major locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S for proof. While the regular circulation strikes are common, the real magic lies within those rare, high-grade, and error varieties that defy all expectations. There are coins from this very year that have sold for prices exceeding $10,000, $20,000, and in a few shocking cases, near $50,000, all depending on grade, error, and condition. That's right, a 50-cent coin that can buy you a car or pay off a year's rent, all because it carries the tiniest of minting differences. Now picture this. You find a 1993 Kennedy half-dollar that gleams differently from the rest. The fields mirror your reflection perfectly, the details of Kennedy's portrait are razor-sharp, and the luster feels alive. You send it for grading, and it comes back MS-68 or higher, one of the rarest grades ever achieved for this year. Only a few exist in such flawless condition, and those few have stunned auction houses by reaching $5,000 to $10,000. But that's just the beginning of the story. The proof versions, those struck in San Francisco, are masterpieces of minting technology. These coins were made with mirrored backgrounds and frosted images, meant only for collectors, not circulation. But among them, a handful were struck with unmatched perfection, the deep cameo proofs. One of these, graded PR 70 Deep Cameo, sold for more than $4,500 at auction, and experts believe that as collecting grows, these could surpass $10,000 to $15,000 soon. These coins aren't just collectibles, they're works of art cast in metal, radiating both beauty and emotion. But the most shocking discoveries always come from the unexpected, the errors. Some 1993 Kennedy half-dollars were struck off-center, missing layers, or showing doubled dies where the inscriptions appear ghosted and doubled. One of these rare doubled die obverse coins recently sold for over $25,000, and another with a broad strike error reached nearly $30,000. Just imagine finding one like that in your old change jar. The thrill, the disbelief, the emotional rush of realizing you've been holding something worth more than your car in your hand. And then there's the missing FG variety, where the designer's initials, FG, vanish from the reverse side near the eagle's tail. This mysterious error is highly sought after, with collectors paying thousands for clear examples. The absence of two tiny letters turns a half-dollar into a treasure of immense value. Some no FG 1993 Kennedy half-dollars in gem condition have fetched $10,000 to $15,000, and the rarity of such finds makes them almost mythical. But the emotional impact of this coin goes far beyond its price. The Kennedy half-dollar is a coin that carries a nation's heart, minted as a tribute to a man whose vision and words still echo through time. Every 1993 piece is a continuation of that story, a link between past and present, between history and hope. Holding one feels different. It's not just money, it's a living memory, a small circle of metal carrying generations of meaning. Now, let's talk about the mint set versions. The U.S. Mint released special collector sets in 1993, and coins from these sets are often struck with exceptional precision and luster. Some collectors found that a few coins in these sets displayed unique toning, shades of gold, blue, or purple, that made them stand out. Beautifully toned 1993 Kennedy half-dollars have sold for over $2,000 simply because of their natural color and eye appeal. It's proof that sometimes beauty itself can create unimaginable value. Just imagine this: a simple evening, you're going through an old coin album left by your grandfather, and you notice a 1993 Kennedy half-dollar tucked away in a corner. You think nothing of it, until curiosity makes you research it. Suddenly, you realize it's one of the rarest no FG error coins ever found. The next week, you auction it online, and within hours, bids skyrocket into the tens of thousands. By the time the final hammer drops, you've just earned more than $30,000, all from a single coin you almost ignored. That's not fiction, Sakab, it's happened. Real people have discovered unimaginable fortunes hidden in ordinary coins. The 1993 Kennedy half-dollar reminds us that life sometimes hides its greatest gifts in the smallest, most overlooked places. So, before you spend that old Kennedy coin, before you give it away or let it sit forgotten, take a close look. Because one tiny minting detail, one missing initial, one doubling, one perfect strike, could mean the difference between 50 cents and $50,000. This coin is more than a collector's item, it's a dream disguised as change. The 1993 Kennedy half-dollar proves that miracles don't always shine in gold. Sometimes, they shimmer quietly in silver-copper alloy, waiting for the right person to notice. And who knows, that person might just be you. So check your drawers, your jars, and those old rolls of half-dollars. Somewhere among them could be a 1993 Kennedy half-dollar, a silent fortune that could rewrite your destiny, all from a coin you could have spent on a cup of coffee. Because sometimes, destiny doesn't knock. Sometimes, it jingles softly, in the sound of a half-dollar falling into your palm.